Hello, my beautiful friends. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than other videos that we've done. I've done a few of these over the years, but this one is more of a tutorial, and this is a how-to use AI to enhance your spirituality. So we often think that technology, or AI specifically, is opposed to spirituality and, our true purpose. Because, at least in the Celtic tradition, nature is our number one guardian, and it's our number one go-to for spirituality. And that is still true, and technology doesn't change that. And so, really, to feel connected with your purpose and to feel connected with the earth and the universe and your light and your purpose, you should absolutely go into nature. That's the best place to go. But the tools are here. Technologically, there are tools here that can also provide aids to you, just like a book might, or a website might, or even this YouTube channel, right? So there are technologies that we do rely on to help in our spirituality, and it's $1 billion industry, right? So your tarot cards, however much you spend on them, your rune stones, however much you've spent on them, all the different books about, tarot and your dharma and, all the different things and practices, no matter whether your tradition is just Christian or pagan or witchcraft or Wiccan or, a combination of those things, right? There's $1 billion industry wrapped around spirituality, and I'm here to tell you that you can do it for free if you have a computer or even if just a cell phone, right? So I'm recording my screen so that you can see what I'm doing, but if you have Google Chrome, but really this works with any extension, but I happen to like the Google Chrome. I like Gemini as my favorite AI tool, although, the others, ChatGPT, Perplexity, they all are good for good reasons. It's just, I feel like it's like back in the day when they had the competition between the cars, Ford and Chevy and all that. The same is true today with AI, large language models, right? So what you're going to do is, remember when you used to have to put an HTTPS up here? You don't have to do that anymore. So you don't need any special software or anything other than the Chrome browser to do this. You can just type a question in, or a statement or something, and say, how would I use AI to deepen my spirituality? And you can write anything there. If you have a question like, how do I make chicken and rice, or whatever, you can ask the question right in what used to be just the URL line. It now serves as a search bar. If I hit enter, the very first thing that'll come up, or sometimes it'll come up a little bit under these sponsored ads, you just have to scroll a little bit. The first thing that comes up is a Gemini response. So this is the AI response right here. So you don't have to install any special software to use AI. It's already built into the Google search, and you don't have to go to Google search to find this. It'll come right up, and then you can dive deeper in AI mode, etc., etc. If you want to be fancy, right, you can use Gemini directly, and you can see that I have a pro account because I have an EDU account, and I do a lot of training, and I teach people how to use this in professional settings. But today we're going to be talking about spirituality. So one of my favorite tools that I use is called Promptessor. And what it does is it allows you to write the prompt the way you might say it, and then it'll fix it. And then I'll show you this in a minute. If you have the free version, which I do, once a day you can use this advanced analysis. I already used it today, so I'm going to show that to you in a minute. But you can write any prompt in here, any question that you have. It will help you shape the prompt. So I'm going to say, I am a Celtic spiritualist, and I want to make free content for my personal use, but I also want to share it with others on how to use AI to deepen my spirituality. And I will put all these links, by the way, in the comments below. Spirituality. I would like different rituals, recipes, healing herbs, and their purposes, and anything you think I should do or know about. I'd like everything to be free and easily accessible in a standard grocery store. I live in the mountains. I don't have access to a lot of places. Now you can see I've spelled things wrong. I've had typos. Doesn't matter. AI will figure it out. Now I've already used the advanced analysis. You can use that once a day. I'll show you what I use that on in a minute. But once you're ready, you hit Analyze Prompt. It'll think about your prompt for a minute. You wait patiently. And then if you scroll down, it will tell you the strengths of your prompt. It'll tell you areas for improvement of your prompt. And then it optimizes your prompt. So you can see that my prompt became, I'm a Celtic spiritualist seeking to create free accessible content that I can personally and also share with, I could use personally and also share with others interested in deepening their spirituality through AI. Please provide a well-organized guide including different Celtic-inspired rituals with step-by-step instructions, simple recipes incorporating common ingredients available at standard grocery stores, healing herbs easily found in grocery stores with their traditional purposes and simple uses, additional recommendations or precautions relevant to Celtic spiritual practice. Ensure the content is beginner-friendly, practical, and emphasizes the use of widely accessible materials without cost. Isn't that fantastic? Isn't that fantastic? So you copy this. Now you take it over. Now you could just type it into Google, the main thing, but I recommend actually using Gemini, even the free one, and you just paste that prompt in here. And you can see that it makes things. Now you can ask anything. So if you are, if you're a person who wants to create a shadow workbook, or if you're a person who wants to create a ritual with different tools and herbs and things that you have in your house, or things that you particularly like to do, like in the Celtic tradition, in the eightfold wheel, we always use fire, right? So, either remembering our ancestors or burning our sins or regrets, right? Whatever. We use fire at almost every festival that we have. So you can tell the AI exactly what you want to include, or things that maybe you're allergic to. Like if you're allergic to honey and you want recipes for things that'll help battle a cold, but you're allergic to, I don't know, apple cider vinegar or honey, you can say that and it'll give you alternates. So it's really great. So you can see that it's gone on, and daily grounding and centering ritual, simple offering to the land. Now, the thing about AI, and I tell everybody this, is that you are the arbiter of truth. So you have to go back through and you have to make sure that this content is actually correct. And I don't have time to do that in this video, but it has a simple soda bread recipe, root and vegetable lentil stew. That looks pretty tasty. And then, things that you can find, porridge, which is, really popular in Scotland. And it gives you all the information and answers the question. Now, I could have a deep research report done through Deep Research if I wanted to. And that I recommend if you are looking for, deeper stuff. I'm going to try that. But first, I'm going to share this to my Google Docs. Export to Docs. So that I have a copy of this, because you can stack up your Gemini to a point where it starts deleting itself, and then you can open this in Docs if you have your Docs set up, and it puts everything here so that you can edit it and add to it. But let's say I wanted to do a deeper dive. I can hit try now, and now it's going to use Deep Research. You can see Deep Research right here. It will use Deep Research. And if you are an academic researcher, as I am, I use Deep Research a lot. But again, be very, very careful, because not everything is golden, right? AI does hallucinate, because it gathers everything that it can see on the internet, and sometimes it'll make things up. If it thinks it sees something, it'll make things up if it's predicting that it sees something. So you are the arbiter of truth. You have to go through and vet all this. So I made one. I made one before we started, just to show you how the deep research looks like. So I was asking it to create like a shadow workbook, but not to call it shadow, because I don't identify as a witch, and you might not either. So I wanted it free of any kind of terminology that would rope somebody into one particular tradition or another. So this was my prompt that I had, and then it gave me, when you use, and you can, like I said, you can use this once a day. Gives you the strengths and areas of improvement, and then it gives you 2 prompts, and they're detailed. So it's nice because it gives you an extended prompt, but it gives you 2 choices, where the free version gives you 1. And then I chose this prompt, and it made this. So this is a simple workbook, which I will link below for you. So it's a simple workbook about finding your purpose and finding your joy and finding how you can spread light and love into the world. Practical things that don't cost money. So all that money that we spend on tarot cards and the books that we have, you don't really need to spend money, because you can do a lot of this for free, and you can customize it to what you are interested in. I don't read tarot, right? If you follow the channel, you know that I don't read tarot because it's not my tradition. And I don't know anything about tarot. So I obviously watch people. I've had my cards read, but it's not really my tradition. The runestones are my tradition. So for this workbook, I asked it to give, the symbolic connections of 2 runes, right? But also the tarot insights, because that might be important to somebody who's reading the workbook. So, you can do a lot of different things with the tools that exist, and you can customize it to who you are as a practitioner, how you are in your spiritual journey, where you are in your quest for Dharma, right? It can be really tailored to you. So that is one of the great benefits of AI. The risks are that, the information does have to be vetted to make sure that it's correct. And you don't want to be sitting on a computer when you could be outside journaling, in a forest somewhere or by a creek or whatever. You don't want to rely too much on technology, but it is a great equalizer, because everybody has a phone. You can use all of these tools on a phone. It's a great equalizer, because it brings some of this content that you used to be behind all these guarded walls that cost a lot of money. You can get this information now for free. So I think it's really useful, and a useful tool, like every other tool that we have in our spiritual practice. It's a tool, and it can be as meaningful as you want it to be in your practice. So I am wishing you all the best in light and love. Be well. I'll link this workbook, and I'll link the tools that I've used in this video in the space below. I am wishing you all the best in light and love. Be well. Take care.